concept of reality. They've been living in a bubble forever. Asking questions have nothing to do with the real world. What is my gender, Mom? What is my gender? Your gender is get a job. That's your gender. What are they thinking?
Yeah, so this is Roseanne Barr. I don't know if you guys remember her. She was super famous back in like the 80s and the 90s. I actually watched her TV show, Roseanne. It was entertaining as at the time, anyways. She has gone full-blown right-wing nutter butter city. Seriously, oh my God. She's being rehabilitated by Fox News right now. She got a comedy special with Fox Nation. So I want to talk about what she did to get canceled, quote unquote, in the first place. Let's talk about the accountability that she was forced to face and why it's wrong for Fox News to try to rehabilitate her in the first place. Or I guess Fox Nation, a subsidiary of Fox Corporation anyways. I don't know what it is exactly. Just watch a little bit more of this clip from the special that she did for Fox Nation, and then we're going to go back in time and look at some of the really messed up stuff she said.
What are they thinking? Ask what is a woman? They don't know that.
No, people know. People are pretty clear on this one. No, never really been a problem. This question, what is a woman, was just popularized by a right-wing bomb thrower named Marsha Blackburn, I think. And then Matt Walsh, another right-wing bomb thrower, works with the Daily Wire, did a documentary or something called What is a Woman? It's just ridiculous garbage. Nobody's ever had a problem defining woman. I mean, defining anything to a high degree can be difficult. Like, for example, what is an apple? You could say an apple is a red fruit with a stem. Okay, well, there are green apples, so that doesn't really cover it. Okay, an apple is a fruit with a skin on the outside and a stem. All right, but pears have the exact same layout, so you still haven't gotten to the bottom of what an apple is. I mean, you can break this down as deep as you want to, and you can never really define what an apple is. That's the nature of words. They fail us sometimes. So no one ever really had a problem defining what a woman is. We all know exactly what a woman is, and it's always fit within the same definition that we have today by and large. It's anybody that presents as somebody with traits commonly associated with the female gender, basically, is what it is, as far as I'm concerned. That's a fine definition in my mind. But who is asking what is a woman? It's always people on the far right. Matt Walsh made a whole documentary about what a woman is. Is he really that curious? Can he not figure it out? Everybody else knows exactly what a woman is. But they use this as some kind of a gotcha talking point. No, we know exactly what a woman is. Always have.
Know that? That one they're asking all the time, what is a woman?
No one's asking that, but you.
I'll tell you what a woman is. A woman is me.
Okay.
That's what a woman is, okay? A woman is someone who cleans up everybody else's That's what a woman is.
Okay, well, I've cleaned up other people's so am I a woman?
A woman is somebody whose boobs hang down to her knees with a prolapsed uterus from giving birth to 5 ungrateful little privileged
Dude, my face cannot get any more shocked. This is disturbing. What the hell is happening? This is devolving into nonsense all of a sudden.
Giving birth to 5 ungrateful little privileged never had to work for anything in their whole damn life.
Okay, so my wife is like 28 or something. Nothing about that applies to her. She's never had any kids. Is she not a woman? By Rosie, I'm sorry, God, I keep thinking Rosie O'Donnell. By Roseanne Barr's definition? If she's going to act like this and take everything so seriously, I am too.
My pronouns are kiss my
Oh, hilarious. This is the exact joke that Ted Cruz told at CPAC, maybe? I don't remember where. Such a vapid, stupid joke, honestly. Like, has anybody who isn't on the far right, who isn't a far right nutcase, ever actually laughed at that joke? It doesn't seem like a funny joke to me. And isn't she stealing jokes right now? Isn't that what she's doing? That's like seriously frowned upon in comedy circles. You're not supposed to steal jokes. That's like a grave sin. Joe Rogan should like go after her hard for stealing this joke. He went after somebody a while back, Carlos Mencia. Joe Rogan went after Carlos Mencia back in, I think, 2008 for stealing jokes from people. That's a big deal, seriously. So anyway, yeah, that's Rosie O'Donnell. She's been doing a tour around various different Fox News hosts and Fox News shows. This is her on Jesse Waters. Check this one out. Mid-February 2023, she's explaining how she came to get a special on Fox in the first place.
Tell us about your special. It's on Fox Nation now, Roseanne.
Well, Fox Nation came to me with a contract saying, we'd love you to do an hour of comedy. And I was shocked. I was so happy. But they said, no racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, or transphobia. I go, there goes my whole F and F.
Okay, I doubt it. I doubt they said any of that. That's completely ridiculous. And we heard a bunch of transphobia in there. It was like beginning to end all transphobia, right? So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't believe that at all. But aside from that, why is she taking pride in the fact that she's racist and sexist and homophobic and transphobic? She is labeling herself, okay, self-ascribing these qualities. She's saying, yes, I am racist, and I take pride in it. I will not perform at an event unless I can be racist. That's what she's saying right now, right? Am I missing something?
And they said, and you can't say the F word neither. But then my lawyers...
Okay, which F word are we talking? We're talking the F word, or are we talking the F word for gay people? Because it's honestly up in the air at this point. I can't tell which word she wanted to say.
And you can't say the F word neither. But then my lawyers were able to go back a few times and wrangle the right for me to say the F word 3 times. And so I was able to do that. And it's the most offensive I've ever been in my life.
She's taking pride in being racist and sexist and homophobic. She's enjoying this. She wants to be more hateful. It's not about offense. Like, I'm not offended by any of this. Nobody is offended by this. This is just grotesque. You're just proud of being racist? Really? Like, what a terrible human being, right? Is it just me?
After getting canceled, me and all my friends who got canceled in the cancel culture, which really sucks, we said, hey, if we ever get the chance, we made a deal. If we ever get a chance to come back, we're going to be even worse than we ever were. And I am more offensive than I've ever been, because that's what it's going to take in this country to bring them down, bring down the most offensive people who are doing everything wrong. We got to laugh them to scorn. And that's what I try to do in my stand-up special. And thank you for having me on.
Well, you're welcome. And I feel like the Eagles were canceled, but they'll be back.
What? The Eagle? What the hell is this guy even talking about? This is absolutely disgusting, right? Is it just me?
To take in this country to bring them down.
To bring them down? Who? Who is after you, Roseanne? Are they in the room with us right now? Can you see them? Do they talk to you when no one else is around? This is sad, man. I mean, let's talk about why she was quote-unquote canceled in the first place, okay? Now, there's a difference between being canceled and facing accountability, in my opinion. She's acting like cancel culture is, all over the country and making a mess out of everything. I simply disagree, okay? Facing accountability for something is not the same as unjustifiably being canceled from the public eye. Like, there are, I suppose, legitimate cases of people being canceled for things that maybe they didn't deserve. There are examples of people whose reputations are destroyed unjustifiably, like entirely too much, more than they should be. But facing accountability and that are two different things. So you know what? Let's find out what Roseanne did. Let's talk about what got her canceled in the first place. Quote unquote canceled. I didn't have this pulled up immediately. I just had to Google it. So I typed in Roseanne, Planet of the Apes. Just knowing that information alone should tell you exactly what was said. This is on CNBC.com. Written May 29th, 2018. That's when she was canceled. Actress Roseanne Barr apologized Tuesday for a tweet comparing Valerie Jarrett, a black former senior advisor to President Barack Obama, to an ape. I apologize to Valerie Jarrett and to all Americans, Barr wrote on Twitter. I am truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me. My joke was in bad taste. ABC, which broadcast Barr's sitcom Roseanne, canceled the show later Tuesday, citing her tweet, calling it abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values. Here's the thing. I've never woken up one morning and thought to myself, oh my God, I hope I didn't say some really racist on Twitter last night. That's never happened to me. I've never worried about it in my life. You know why? Because it's not in my heart. I don't have racism in my heart. It's not there. Okay, now I can plausibly see myself saying something that inadvertently hurts a marginalized community. I don't know of a time I've ever done that, but I can see that happening at some point, I suppose. If that happens, I will apologize and make amends to the best of my ability and move on with my life. Is that what Roseanne did? Well, she gave us a fake apology after finding out her show is going to be canceled, but she went on to get even worse, obviously. We were just listening to her on Jesse Waters' program say she is going to be more racist and more offensive than she has ever been out of retaliation. Would you, if you got called out for being racist, would you then be even more racist when given a platform again? Seriously. What's knocking around in this head? The tweet, which has since been removed from her feed, said, Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals Valerie Jarrett, referring to Jarrett. Here's a screenshot of the tweet taken before it was deleted. Critics immediately slammed Barr's remark as racist, likening black people to apes is an attack commonly used by racists. The Muslim Brotherhood, meanwhile, is an Islamist political group. In an earlier tweet, the actress appeared to defend her statement. Islam is not a race, lefties. Islam includes every race of people, she wrote. She just has no idea, seemingly. It's gone. There's no connection to reality here for her. So anyways, it got worse. She tweeted even more ugly stuff, and the supposed apologies she gave didn't fix anything. They made it even worse, surprisingly. And after she was canceled, she did a far right-wing media tour. She's a full-blown QAnoner now. Before we continue, I wanted to mention something. If you like what I do and you want to see me continue to do it, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube. Sign up at my Patreon. Check out my Teespring. And I have some other channels that I release videos on. I have my Telltale channel where I release long-form breakdowns of religious stuff. I have my Telltale Fireside Chat channel where I get into politics. And I have my Telltale Unfiltered channel where I do long-form stream breakdowns of televangelists, religious figures, political figures, that type of thing. So check that out if you're interested. Also, don't forget to sign up with my email list. I don't want there to be a situation where YouTube or Twitch or any other social media platform completely removes me and I don't have a connection to you guys. So if you want to follow my email list, you'll get uncensored, complete, ad-free releases of some of my videos every single week. So check it out. A link is in the description to that, or you can just go to telltaleatheist.com/subscribe. So let's talk about what she's been up to since she was canceled. To do so, I have to introduce you to a guy named Larry Gators. This is a pastor, and he's a full-blown QAnoner. Let me give you an idea of some of the things that he believes so that you can get an idea of what Roseanne believes, because they're connected to each other. Listen to this, mid-May 2021.
Tom Hanks is dead. Newsflash. Tom Hanks is dead.
That's right.
Dead. Joe Biden is dead.
Yes,
okay?
come on. He took the shot.
Clintons are dead, okay?
Yeah.
You got clones running this country.
Right.
See, I got the testicular fortitude to say what needs to be said. Why? Because I'm a man of God.
In no way, no stretch of the imagination is this guy, quote unquote, saying what needs to be said. No stretch of the imagination is he accurate in anything he's saying. And honestly, I don't even know that I'd call him a man of God. Like, he's just completely full of it, dude. Clones running this country? Tom Hanks and Biden are dead? What? This is unhinged stuff.
Amen. You have to. Truth.
You got these punctified well, I don't want to lose my 501c3,
Oh,
Bishop,
come
so
on.
we have to use wisdom. Stop, okay? You need to sit down and shut up.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so these two, this is Francine Fosdick, and I think this is Dan Fosdick. I don't remember his name. Anyway, they're husband and wife. And they run a conference called Patriots Arise every year. They had some Republican gubernatorial candidates, some governor candidates at this last one. Doug Mastriano is one of them. They've had a whole bunch of Republican candidates for different offices at their QAnon conference. Again, full-blown QAnoners. Everybody in this live stream.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Trump is surrounded by the military at Mar-a-Lago.
Trump is, okay, this is long after Trump left office and Biden was inaugurated. They believe Trump is surrounded by the military and controls the U.S. government, apparently.
Yes. That's
Trump
right.
has the nuclear codes.
That's right.
Trump has the military who turned their back on Joe Biden.
That's right.
He is so cringy.
That's right.
And Trump has Air Force One. Patriots,
Come on.
QAnons, President Trump is still the president.
Oh my God, it's so bad. Okay, well, if he's still a president, then you shouldn't have anything to complain about with how the country is being run, right? Trump is actually pulling strings behind the scenes. It's not Joe Biden, so everything should be working out exactly as you want it to. Is that correct? So let me tell you why I'm talking about Larry Gators. Roseanne made an appearance on this guy's TV show or whatever. Seriously. And it got just as unhinged. Mid-July 2021. Check out what she had to say on his show.
You know what God told me? He said, I want Roseanne, calm down because I have a mission for you. I said, what is it, Lord? You know I'll do it. If I have proved that to you by now, even if it gets me fired and in trouble, you know I'll do it if you put it rightly to me.
Oh, okay. So God told her to tweet about Obama's black staff member being like an ape? Is that what she's trying to say? Is she saying God wanted her to tweet about that? All right, go on.
Rightly to me, you've seen that. So it says, yes, Roseanne, I do. I have something I want you to do. I want you to tell people that I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. He said, you tell them, Roseanne, that's what I have to say to him right now.
Okay, that's actually, I found out, some people in my chat told me this, like, one time when I played this before years ago, that is actually a quote from a movie called Network, back in, I think it's from the 1970s or something. I didn't know God was such a cinema connoisseur. I would have had no idea about that movie if my chatters hadn't told me, and God is right on top of these old movies, right? Super interesting that he wants Roseanne to quote old movies.
And if they can't figure out why, at least tune in to what?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense at all. Look at this dude cheesing. I can't think of a better word to describe what he's doing right now than cheesing, right? Isn't this a cheesing moment right here?
See what is happening right in front of your eyes, and Roseanne will then explain it, as will Bishop Larry will explain why.
Okay, explain then. Explain it to us. No, she's not going to explain it. She's going to go on to tell us why she's the victim of everything.
If you're any kind of conservative like me, they blacklist you. They have blacklisted me for years because I wanted to talk about, the things that ain't right.
No, they blacklisted you, Roseanne, because you tweeted about a black staff member being like an ape. Dead serious. It does not get more depraved than this. Is it just me? This is simply disgusting. And she's trying to frame this up like she is the victim. She literally went on a racist tirade on Twitter about this poor woman and got called out for it and got her show canceled for it and is doubling and tripling, quadrupling down right now, pretending that she's the victim of the situation. She literally victimized somebody, and she's claiming she is the victim.
And they don't want to hear it. They're censors, just like all the rest of them. fascist
And nothing
censors
has
on the
changed.
left and the right. Listen, anybody that is not going to let me speak,
That's right.
Just
Okay, no one is stopping her from speaking. She still has a platform or whatever. Like, she's still super giga famous. She's still allowed to go on Twitter and talk about whatever she wants. It's just, if you want to talk about racism, then you're going to get called out for it. This is called accountability. She's complaining about accountability right now. This is not censorship. This is accountability. There's a difference. Still perfectly allowed to say whatever you want. Just be aware that people don't like it when you throw racist tropes at people like that. She claimed that she was Ambien tweeting the next morning after that, and Ambien came out and said, yeah, racism is not a side effect of our medicine, so. You know, I've taken plenty of medicine before, and racism has never been a side effect of any medicine I've ever taken, to my knowledge. Early February 2023, this video is it's a little bit more recent, obviously, should give you an idea of where her head is at more generally. Check this one out.
And it's a big culture of mind control too.
She's talking about Hollywood.
Mind control too. MK Ultra mind control rules.
Oh boy, we've entered conspiracy land now. MK Ultra is a huge subject of conspiracy theorists.
In Hollywood. If you don't know, Google that and look into it.
Well, we've talked about Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra mind control stuff from, this goes back decades and decades. But
oh my God. Okay, if you don't know what these are, this is all conspiracy theory stuff. There were government programs a long time ago, like, I don't know, 50 years ago or something. She says this goes back decades and decades. What she meant to say is that this program is 50 years old. This happened 50 years ago. This thing took place 50 years ago. Not this has been happening for decades and decades. What she meant to say was this took place 50 years ago. There is a difference between the two. MK Ultra was a government study that they were doing into mind control, trying to do, hypnosis and controlling people more generally. To my knowledge, it didn't go anywhere. I think if it did go somewhere, then it would still be classified. But they declassified this stuff like forever ago, didn't they? The other thing she mentioned, Operation Mockingbird, that's also been declassified like decades ago. Because they no longer felt it needed to be protected. It wasn't protected information anymore. Operation Mockingbird, I think, was, the CIA or just the government in general. It was their attempt to, control what newspapers had to say. Stuff like that. So, yeah, this is all old conspiracy theory garbage that they're repeating. They like to talk about Operation Paperclip and, a whole bunch of other stuff.
decades. But Roseanne, do you know people have been blacklisted? Is it just kind of a self-censorship in Hollywood, or do people actually get edged out if they are too much against the grain?
Yeah, it's self-censorship after a while, but it's not just a crazy self-censorship. It's self-censorship because there's actually a danger that you will never work again. And people know it. Everybody has friends that it happened to, that maybe you said too much or maybe you were too vocal on.
Well, yeah, sure. I can see that. Comparing a black person to an ape, yeah, maybe a little too vocal. Maybe keep that in your head rather than spreading that around to the people around you. And next time you won't have to worry about having your show canceled. Seriously, that's not even the worst of what she said, obviously.
On unpopular issues. And it's funny because it doesn't matter if 2 years later, I find this a lot, that 2 years later, those unpopular issues become very mainstream.
It's mainstream to call black people apes, is what you're saying, Roseanne? You think it's mainstream to do that? Okay.
Very mainstream. They still don't forgive the first person who does it. And that's kind of been my story there. When you're first, you're going to be vilified, despite the fact that 2 years later everybody's saying what you said. You're still going to be vilified because you dared.
Such a victim, huh? Poor person. Such a victim. She's a martyr. She works hard, and she was canceled for calling a black person an ape. This poor person, huh? And then, not to mention all the anti-trans stuff she said. Again, she revels in this. She's proud of it. She's glad to do it. She thinks it's good. She wants to do it more. Remember?
And it's the most offensive I've ever been in my life.
Ooh.
After getting canceled, me and all my friends who got canceled.
She is proud of this. She wants to be racist. She wants to be sexist and homophobic and transphobic. She wants to be hateful.
We'd love you to do an hour of comedy. And I was shocked. I was so happy, but they said, no racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism, or transphobia. I go there.
She's proud of this stuff. Anti-Semitism. She's proud of anti-Semitism. She's proud of transphobia. She's proud of homophobia and racism and hatred. She's proud of it. She deserved to be canceled. This was not a cancellation. It was being held accountable. And she should remain in the depths of society, never to have a platform again, in my opinion. Now, does that mean she should be put in jail for her speech? No. That would be a violation of her freedom of speech. But she doesn't have a right to a platform. And as far as I'm concerned, Fox, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they should all reject her, as far as I'm concerned. Let me know what you think about it in the comments.